And Mark Elfridge, their starter, injured a little bit last week, was replaced by Chad Guthrie. Guthrie comes in and throws for over 300 yards in the second half, bringing his team back from a 35 to tries in the second half, and he can put it in the air, and he's going to start today.
This guy can throw the football. And one of the things that Craig McCord, PLU's defensive coach, said earlier to me was that he has such a quick release that this guy
he'll be the favorite target of Chad Guthrie. We're just about set for the kickoff. The Lutes will kick it off. Just to our left, we have an injured kicker, Mike Safford, so Trevor White will handle the kickoff duties, and his end-over-end kick is taken at the 11-yard line. Here comes Southern Oregon on the return, out over the 25 to the 29-yard line. Looked like the ball may have come loose.
ball came loose. There's a big pile out there right now. PLU signaling they have the ball.
Waiting for them to unstack. Our referee, Dan Muscatel, digging in there with the white cap, looking for the recovery on the football, and it is Lute football at the 30-yard line of Southern. Up 1st and 10, just 30 yards away from the Southern Oregon end zone. Carl Hoseth does get the start at quarterback. One back in the formation behind him, and that's Aaron Tang. 3 wide receivers in the set. It's Laram split to the near side. Instead, it'll be a pitch back to Tang, and he tries to turn the corner on the left side. No room there. May have lost a yard. One of the things PLU is going to Pete Finn's doing now, the wide receiver to the near side. Riker Labby in the slot to the right. Hoseth will go from the shotgun now. 4-man front. Linebackers dropping back, looking at pass coverage as Hoseth does drop back to pass. Under some pressure, sets up a screen pass in the left side, complete to Aaron Tang. He's down just inside the 30-yard line, gain of a couple yards. The Lutes getting the big break on the opening kickoff fumble by Bauer. Trying to get a first down here, not in field goal range, particularly with a backup kicker. Hoseth this time over center. One back in the formation, it's Tang. Hoseth drops to pass. 5-step drop, has a man open at the 15-yard line. That's Gavin Stanley. He's got the first down and more. Stanley with 11 catches for 148 yards on the season, averaging 13 yards a carry, or a catch rather. Got about 17 yards on that grab. Again, the lone setback. Will get the fake on the play action. That's Tang, and now the quarterback on a naked bootleg inside the 5, down to the 1-yard line goes Carl Hoseth.
Great job on that fake inside.
They'll tighten the formation up now. Double tight ends. Stanley, the tight end, to the near side. Looks like Cale Pylan, the tight end, to the left. 2 backs in the set, and it looks like Hoseth will keep, and he gets it into the end zone. Touchdown, PLU.
Great job inside.
He fumbled opening kickoff and put 6 on the board. A 30-yard drive, eating up just 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Now a point after touchdown. And Trevor White will give it a try. Out of the hold of Hoseth. The kick is up. It looks good. And it is good. You're listening to Lute Football on 1180 KLAY. And good. I mean, no question. Trevor White, who's the jack of all trades on this Lutes team, put it right through the upright.
Didn't look like we're going to fall back any there.
And his kick now, off the foot of Trevor White, is taken by an up man at the 16-yard line. He's out over the 25 to the 27. Now he's wrapped up and spilled. And I believe that was Bobby Foote, the 5'8", the right to the football to start the game. Bauer fumbled the opening kick. The Lutes marched it in 30 yards. Big third down reception by Stanley to keep the drive alive, and Hoseth punching it in from 1 yard out. Now we got movement on both sides of the football before the first snap. The quarterback was in the line. It'll be first down and 15 yards to go. Not a good start yet for the Raiders. There's the first snap, and Guthrie from the shotgun is looking to throw, and they will throw often. The pass incomplete, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. 15 of 27 for 302 yards in 1/2 of football. 2 touchdown passes to Foote, 2 to Harris. Backs on either side of him again in the shotgun. This time they'll go with the draw play, and a handoff goes inside with some running room over the 30 to the 32-yard line. And again, Chad Guthrie calls the signals from the shotgun. 1 back in the formation. I believe that's Jason Bauer back there as a blocking back. It is. To pass. He steps up in the pocket. The throw out near the 45 goes incomplete. Now, for Southern Oregon, Chad Guthrie, not just a quarterback, but also the punter, and a good one. He's had 10 punts on the year for 42-yard average. He gets a bad snap, and he'll be chased out. Now he runs and kicks it away, and the ball will bounce at the 42 and out of bounds right there. And that's where the Lutes will go. to pass and then was able to get the leading at 7-0 with 11:35 to play here in the first quarter. Carl Hoseth again at quarterback. Carl Larum, the wide receiver, to the near side. Two wide receivers split to the far side. One back in the formation is Aaron Tang. Option pitch to the right. Tang takes the pitch and is dropped at the line of scrimmage. No room to get outside. They rushed for 200 yards last week after getting just 15 yards on the ground against Linfield. They're trying to get outside against the Raiders. Two slot backs, two wide receivers in the formation. Hoseth is calling the signals back there by himself in the shotgun. Under pressure, tries to hit slot back cutting inside. A little slant in around that last play, though, and it's 3rd down and 9. The ball out at the 45-yard line of PLU. Same formation. Hoseth calls the signals. Larum, the wide receiver, to the near side. Aaron Tang and Gavin Stanley will stay in to block. Hoseth, pass intended over the middle, too high for Aaron Tang to handle at the midfield stripe. Wouldn't have been Kenny Frisch, the redshirt freshman punter for the Lutes, standing back at his own 31-yard line, averaging just 29.7 yards per punt on 12 tries. We'll try and pin Southern Oregon deep in their own territory. Bobby Foote is back deep, and a nice kick by Frisch bounces at the 10-yard line and looks to have gone out of bounds inside the 1. A low line drive kick, no chance for Bobby Foote to recover it, and it took a PLU bounce at the 15, then the 10, and then out of bounds right at the 1-yard line. Kenny Frisch nails. Defense got to be thinking safety here. They'd love to get 2 on the board and add to the 7-0 PLU lead. In over center, Chad Guthrie calls the signals. Handoff goes to the fullback, and no room there. So many black jerseys on him as he got the foot. Jim Palazzolo in his 6th year is the head man of the Raiders. Again, over center is Guthrie after taking the first series all from the shotgun position. Can't do it here in the end zone. Handoff again to the fullback. I believe committing it again on the carry. Gets just a couple of yards. Instead, as they unstack, it's Jason. Trying to get away from their own goal line and avoid giving PLU great field position again. And they do drop back to pass. Guthrie chased out of the pocket, rolls to his right. The pass is complete out near the 10-yard line. It'll depend on the spot. Nice grab made by Nathan Hamilton. 6'3", 2 middle. So the Raiders showing some guts. He was about 8 yards deep in his end zone, rolling out to his right before unloading the pass. Good for the first down. One back in motion to the near side. Counter play as they hand off the other way and over the 15 to the 16-yard line. Goes after they recover the opening kickoff fumbled by Bauer. Hoseth punched it in from 1 yard out. And now again from the shotgun, Guthrie. Pass intended for Foote on the far side, over his head and out of bounds out near the 20 side as they come with trips to the left side. One blocking back in the formation as Guthrie takes the snap. He is under heavy pressure, wrapped up and dropped. First man there for the Lutes. 47, John Roberts from the Guthrie standing 5 yards deep in his own end zone. Ted Riddell deep for the Lutes. Again, a short hop on the snap, but Guthrie handles it cleanly on one hop, gets the kick away. It bounces at the 37. Wisely, Riddell will get away from it and let the ball roll out of bounds at the Raiders' 45-yard line. Third drive of the ball game now for the Lutes, and again, they begin in pretty good field position with 7
formation out here to this side.
Quad formation, crackerjack formation. 4 wide receivers out to the right side. They isolate Larum, Mr. Touchdown, to the left of Hoseth. Long snap count. He may have changed the play. Quick one-step drop under some pressure now. Lobs the ball up, and it's complete to Aaron Tang at the 40, down to the 35-yard line of Southern Oregon.
You see the kind of respect that Larum
looked as though they were ready to defend it the first time around. Now trips wide receivers to the right side, all lined up in an I, and the pass will go over the middle to Gavin Stanley. He's down inside the 5, down to the 2-yard line. Big Gavin Stanley on the Hoseth now is going to have to ask for a timeout. He had 4 wide receivers heading out to his left. I think he had an equipment, and they will change the formation on 1st and goal. 2 wide receivers split wide to the left side. Carl Larum, the wide receiver, to the near side. Aaron Tang, the lone setback, directly behind Hoseth. Just a couple seconds left on the 25-second clock. The pitch goes back to Tang. He'll try the left side into the end zone. Touchdown PLU. He spun out of a tackle at the 2 and twisted his way in line. Trevor White will come on again to try the extra point for the Lutes out of the hold of Carl Hoseth. Good snap. Spot is good. The kick is up. It looks good, and it is good. 6:49 to play now in the first quarter. The Lutes out to a 14-0 lead. You're listening to Lute Football on 1180 KLAY. With touchdown number 2.
Give some credit to Scott Westring up in the box here, calling just changing formations, doing some different things to confuse the Southern Oregon defense.
Trevor White's kick is away, and this time he booms one. High end over end kick taken by Bobby Foote, his own 3-yard line. Wall set up right up the middle. Foote, though, will cut it out to the left. He is across the 20 before he's drilled down by 5 black jerseyed Lutes at the 23-yard line. The quarterback from the near sideline. And he's wearing red shoes with white tape all over him. You can just see the red toes on his shoes. Raiders in black helmets will go to a quick pass, and it's nearly intercepted. Ted Riddell had the ball in his hands, but couldn't hang it. Ted, the ball at the 23-yard line with 6:39 to play here in the first quarter. 14-0 PLU. Glad you could join us for Lute Football on KLAY. Guthrie from the shotgun again. Pass was tipped at the line of scrimmage, but complete. Nice grab by Jason Bauer heading to the far sideline. He's not
There by himself, just trying to dump that ball off, and he does have a quick release.
Trips to the left side. No wide receivers to the right. Jason Bauer will stay in as a blocking back. Shotgun formation. Forget about it. Pressure from PLU. Sacks Chad Guthrie. Again, it's John Roberts, the linebacker, coming on the blitz. Wraps Chad Guthrie, who has handled 2 snaps on hops, standing at his 5. Gets a good snap this time. The kick is away, and a good one. A spiral turning over, taken by Ted Riddell at his own 40-yard line, and with no help back there for blockers, he's dropped at the 42. Looked like they were going at
Put some pressure on him to try and confuse that a little bit more. Maybe
in the first quarter. 14-0 Lutes. A 1-yard touchdown run by Hoseth, and a 3-yard touchdown run by Aaron Tang. 3 wide receivers in the formation. 1 setback is Aaron Tang behind the quarterback. It's now Dak Jordan calling the signals. So Jordan's first play is a long pass intended for Laram at the 30-yard line, off his hands and incomplete. Laram was slanting inside the throw. Listen, Carl Hoseth. Hoseth negotiating the first 3 drives for the Lutes was 4 of 6, good for 64 yards. And here's Dak Jordan again, rolling out this time, fakes a handoff, and on the play action, they could bootleg. He's got about 8 yards and more as he breaks a tackle at the midfield stripe. He'll pick up about 14 yards, and flags everywhere as Jordan. Same thing here as we get the line judge Tom Friel, field judge is Merle Hagbo, the side judge Darren Nelson, and the back judge is Mike Rich. 5-man front, linebackers in close for the Raiders. Showing blitz. 2 wide receivers split to the near side. We've got some motion, and the referee will stop play. And waiting for the left tackle. Throwing the big blocks up front. The ground game looking effective here for the Lutes, and the protection has been good for the quarterbacks as well. Again, 1 back in the formation. Laram split wide to the near side. 2 wide receivers split wide to the left. Looked like we had some motion again, but no flags as Jordan goes back to pass. He's got Laram at the 10-yard line, inside the 10, down to the 9, and a flag down where he caught the football. I think the defender may have even made it. Shirt freshman at quarterback goes to his redshirt mention, scoring from 93, 35, 25, and 60 yards. Almost scored on that play as he gets it inside the 10 to the 8. Laram again, the lone wide receiver, split to the near side. Aaron Tang, the lone setback, is also wide to the right. Rolling out the pass under pressure, wrapped up and dropped back near the 20-yard line, crashing in. Sets up a second down and goal to go from the 18-yard line. 2 wide receivers split to the far side. Gavin Stanley and Aaron Tang are those wide receivers. Riker Labby lines up as the blocking back and picks up a blocker, and the pass nearly intercepted by a linebacker waiting in the flat. Now correct me. As they come to the near side, Corey Bray is the wide receiver to the near side. Gavin Stanley's in there as a tight end in the double tight end formation. The tight end on the left side is Cale Pylan. Lone setback is Riker Labby. They'll set up the screen to Gavin Stanley. Read very nicely, thank you very much. John Valadez from the quarterback spot comes in and makes an ankle tackle on Stanley, and he'll lose.
Late hit.
Did not see if they could get it turned around here and hit pay dirt here before the end of period one. Wide receiver split to the near side is Aaron Tang. Out to the far side, it's Cale Pylan, and we have some movement this time by the right side of the PLU line.
And we talked about this in pregame.
His first scoring drive after Hoseth put 2 touchdowns on the board for PLU. Jordan over center, directly behind him, 1 setback is Aaron Tang, and Jordan back to pass under heavy pressure, nearly lost the football. A flag down in the backfield as well as he's dropped back at the 21-yard line. And again, football on 1180 KLAY, Lakewood, Tacoma. And we have offsetting penalty against the Lutes for 10 yards, both of them procedure penalties. For Southern Oregon, 3 penalties for 35 yards. Aaron Tang, the lone setback. Laram, the wide receiver, to the near side. It's Kites and Finstuen split wide to the left. They set up the screen to Tang. If he can get by the linebacker, he's got room. He's inside the 10, down near the 5-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds. From the defensive tackle spot, who was out there in coverage on Tang, just reading the screenplay. Dak Jordan, with no backs behind him this time, is in over center with the quad receivers. 4 of them split wide to the right side. Isolated to the left is Carl Laram, and forget about it. Before he can even gather himself in on a 3-step drop, he's wrapped up and dropped back at the 16-yard line.
That's what we're seeing here from the Raiders.
3 wide receivers split to the near side. Finstuen, Kites, and Stanley, the 3 to the near side. Carl Laram split wide in solo coverage to the left. They fake the draw play to try and free up the quarterback, and it works. Pumping now is Dak Jordan, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Nothing PLU facing a 4th down and goal from the 5. They're in that 3-stack I formation with the wide receiver split wide to the left side. Dak Jordan takes the snap over center. The pass for Gavin Stanley at the goal line, off his hands and incomplete. Jordan is still working the kinks out, and the Raiders
on that quick post.
Looks like a 4-man defensive front for the Lutes. Jack Guthrie still calling the signals. In over center this time, drops back to pass, has a man open, and it's in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Defense on the field, expecting Guthrie to pass, and he will stand in the shotgun formation at his own goal line with a back on either side of him. Snap count, and a good hole opened up on the draw play. He slips a tackle at the 10, out to the 15-yard line goes Don Kavinian. Kavinian picking up close to State leads Tennessee 6-0 in the second quarter of that game back in Knoxville, Tennessee. Guthrie from the shotgun now, rolling in some trouble back at his 5-yard line, buys some time, has a man, but overthrows him at the 30-yard line. Again, Alfonso Harris out in the pass. Routes to go from the 15-yard line, again from the shotgun with 2 wide receivers split wide to the right side. 1 wide receiver left is Bobby Foote. Tough snap, but Guthrie picks it up off his shoe tops. Now will roll away from the pressure as a lot of black jerseys are coming in. He sends the guy on a hitch and go, but the pass overthrown again, intended for Alfonso Harris. 12 yards. Keep in mind, the Southern Oregon team averaging 400 yards of passing offense coming into this ball game. I believe number 8 in the nation. Guthrie again from the shotgun will go to pass. His 10th pass is incomplete at the 15-yard line. Would have been right at the line of scrimmage, but a flag down. And I believe
to just differentiate from up here,
side of the snap of the football, and in that case on the pass interference, they spotted at the spot of the infraction, but do give them the first down. So regardless, it's 1st and 10 Southern Oregon, and they'll go with the draw play again, the wraparound draw handoff to Jason Bauer, and he bowls his way out over the 20 to the 23-yard line. Under 40 seconds to play now in the first quarter. 14-0 PLU. Second down. And from the shotgun, 4 wide receivers in the formation, all of them split wide to the right. Guthrie looking over the middle, has a man, complete. He's wrapped up and dropped at the 38-yard line. Good reception out there by Bobby. Hitters 14-0. That's the end of period 1. We'll be back with second quarter action. You're listening to Lute Football on 1180. Kick. First down and 10 for the Raiders from their own 38-yard line. And Guthrie one more time from the shotgun. Option pitch this time. The pitch goes back to Bauer. He'll try the left side. No room there. The defense at home for the Lutes. He'll be stopped. First quarter numbers, Guthrie just 3 of 10 for 25 yards on a 100-yard pace. Again, a team that has thrown for 400 yards a game. Guthrie again from the shotgun, back to pass, complete over the middle. Alfonso Harris makes the grab at the 45-yard line. A pickup of 9 yards, but still 190 pounds, a junior from Milwaukee, Oregon. He's in the formation as the slot receiver now to the right side. Bobby Foote, the lone receiver, isolated to the left. Rolling out to his right, and the throw way up over the top of the head of the intended receiver, Nathan Hamilton, incomplete. And intermission now. Guthrie standing, waiting for the snap back at his own 30-yard line. And it looks like the Lutes will set up a return this time, and we have a new return man back there, not Ted Riddell, but Trevor White, waiting back at the 20-yard line. End-over-end kick off the toe of Guthrie goes out of bounds, and on the far side of the field, they're going to mark it out at the PLU 38. Lutz will start in pretty good shape. First 6 for 64 yards. Jordan at quarterback, 2 of 5 for 36 yards. The Lutz throwing for 100 yards in period 1. It's Hoseth back in there to direct the Lutz attack. In motion through the formation goes Aaron Tang. They'll set up a screen pass, and it's there. Making the grab, that's Corey Bray, and he's got good speed up over the 50-yard line before he's dropped in Raider territory. Gain of 14 yards. He punched it in himself from 1 yard out just a couple of minutes into the ball game, and then Aaron Tang with a 3-yard touchdown run. That's the scoring in this one, 14-0 Lutz. First and 10 from the 49-yard line of Southern Oregon. Long snap count this time as Hoseth is over center with 2 backs in the formation. Offset to the right. Handoff goes to the fullback. That's Riker Labby, and Labby is down to the 45-yard line. Pick up a 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Quick hitting play. On the center, Brian Walker, and the 2 guards, Mark Elliott and Curtis Bernard for the Lutz. Same formation. 1 wide receiver to the near side is Aaron Tang. Tied in is Gavin Stanley to the right, and to the left it's Cale Pyland. And on the option pitch, it's Corey Bray inside the 40, inside the 30, knocked out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
Once again, great blocking.
This week battle down at Linfield against one of the best defenses in the nation. They've been able to run the football here last week and here in the first half of this ball game. This time from the shotgun, Hoseth will go on a quick drop. Sets up the screen pass. It's complete to Aaron Tang. He's got running room down the near sideline, inside the 20, the 10. See ya! Touchdown, PLU.
Aaron Tang, again, we talked about him earlier in the first quarter with his acceleration on the screen pass, and that was another one where we have a defensive.
Again, kicking in relief of the injured Mike Safford, who told me before the game he's going to be out 2, maybe 3 weeks with a hamstring injury. The snap is good. The spot by Hoseth good. The kick is up. It looks good, and it is good. 11:50 ball on 1180 KLAY.
They've only gotten about 25 yards in the first quarter, and then offensively just mixing and matching formations and plays.
Trevor White gets the kick away, and it'll be taken by Harris at his own 18-yard line. He's out over the 20 to the 25, slips a tackle, and now with some running room down the near sideline. He's into PLU territory inside the 40, down to the 35-yard line. Oh, a nice return by Alfonso Harris. Bench before he's knocked out of bounds at the 35. Some life in this Raider offense. Guthrie will go from the shotgun. A back to either side of him in blocking formation. Little Bobby Foote, the wide receiver, split to the near side, but rolling out the other way to his left. The pass is complete to Harris, who's just got his breath from the return. He makes the catch at the 49 of PLU. Good for 6 yards. 21-0 PLU. Nathan Hamilton, the wide receiver, to the near side. Alfonso Harris lines up as the slot receiver to the near side, and Guthrie back to pass. Has Hamilton open at the 41. He's wrestled down and out of bounds at the 39. Coverage there from 22, John Hamill. The start reception, and the Raiders' first down. I believe just their second, maybe their third first down in this ball game. Guthrie goes from the shotgun. No backs in the formation. 3 wide receivers to the left, and they're looking for the home run ball inside the 20. It's incomplete. A little bit of contact down there, but it's incidental contact. Can continue to do so as, again, from a passing formation come the Raiders. Guthrie's got Harris and Bauer with him there in the backfield in shotgun formation. Bobby Foote split wide to the near side. They'll hand off on that drop play to Harris. The ball comes flying loose at the 35, comes back to Guthrie at the 40, and he's buried. 3 jerseys all over the top of Chad Guthrie, who recovers the fumble back at the 40-yard line. On kickoff as Jason Bauer fumbled that at his own 30-yard line, and the Lutz were able to knock it in for the first score of the ball game. The Raiders now with their best field positions, looking at a 3rd down and very long. The pass intended on a screen pass over the middle is knocked down and goes incomplete. So the Raiders will be forced to punt. 4th down and 13 from the PLU 43-yard line. Again, it's Trevor White back deep for the Lute, standing at his own 10. Good spiraling kick will go inside the 10, so Trevor White will let it go, and it lands in the end zone for a touchback. PLU will begin 1st and 10 from their own 20. 10:08 to play here in the first half. 21-0 PLU. Hoseth with a 1-yard touchdown run. Tang with a 3rd and 10 from their own 20-yard line. 2 backs in the formation. Riker Labby and Corey Bray back there as Hoseth comes in over center. Aaron Tang, the wide receiver, split to the near side. Double tight ends are Pilot and Gavin Stanley. They hand off to the fullback. Looked like Labby lost the football momentarily, but he's able to hang on, twists and turns his way for a 3-yard gain and 5 yards to go. This time Corey Bray and Cale Pilot are split wide to the left side. No wide receivers to the right of Hoseth. 2 backs in the formation, Labby and Tang. The handoff this time will go on a counter to Tang, and he's stopped for a yard loss. Good read by the defensive front that time. For the Raiders, 6 to go from the 24-yard line, and Hoseth will go from the shotgun. Lone back set to his left is Aaron Tang, and now Hoseth will walk back up and take the snap from the center Walker. Wide receiver to the far side, isolated. That's Carl Larum. Hoseth drops back to pass. He's looking for Stanley over the middle. The ball knocked down and incomplete out near the 32-yard line. Getting a hand. And back deep for the Raiders. Waving his arms back there. I'm trying to pick up a jersey number. It looks like it's Richard Kabinian. And it is Richard Kabinian who takes the kick at his own 43-yard line. And he'll go nowhere. Drop back at his own 40. Boy, he had happy feet, but didn't move the ball up the field at all. In there on the stop, I saw Travis Hay. Nice kick there from Kenny Frisch,
who got down in great coverage.
So 1st and 10 for the Raiders. From the shotgun goes Guthrie from his own 39-yard line. 2 wide receivers split wide to the near side, and the pass intended for Harris. He goes up the ladder and makes the grab at the PLU 46-yard line. Nice reception there, good for a 14-yard gain, and Harris passing for 64 yards after that 14-yard gain. And again, he'll go from the shotgun with 2 backs in the formation. This time the 2 wide receivers split wide to the left. They'll go back to that draw play, and the defense there for the Lutes at the 45. He bounces off, though, and tries to regroup, but again, no room.
John Ruby,
Bobby Foote, the wide receiver to the near side. Split wide to the far side is Nathan Hamilton in the slot. That's Alfonso Harris. From the shotgun, nobody to help block. They'll go with a quick pattern, and it's complete to Hamilton at the 32, and he works his way down to the 29-yard line. Tackle Rob McElraith in on the opening is right now for the Raiders. The cornerbacks playing off the wide receivers about 5-10 yards. And they're able to make the catch and then the run afterwards on just short, quick routes. Wishbone offense this time. Double tight ends for the Raiders. First time we've seen that. The handoff goes to Harris. He'll try the left side. Gets a yard, maybe 2. Good job by the defensive front. Play Y, Eric Radovich and Craig Fooey bringing in the action from Spark Stadium in Puyallup. They'll go back to the normal set down. 3 wide receivers split to the right. 1 to the left is Bobby Foote. Quick drop, back to pass from the shotgun. The pass incomplete. Looks like he misread the route just a little bit.
Hit the route right.
The Raiders trying to get some momentum here with a 0 on the scoreboard, trailing 21-0. They've got the ball in the best shape they've had it all ball game. 3rd down and 8 from the Lute 28. Rolling out the pass this time. The pass down to the 16-yard line, complete. Making the grab, Nathan. So he's the guy they go to in 3rd down situations, no question. Guthrie now will come again in the wishbone formation, double tight ends. In over center. He'll fake the handoff this time and roll out the pass. One of the backs in the pattern, and it's Hamilton actually coming across in the end zone. He's got the ball, touchdown, Southern Oregon.
The secondary had people covered, but then they were able to throw the ball into the hole.
On to add the extra point now for the Raiders. Out of the hold of Bobby Foote, the kick is up, and it looks no good. And it is no good. It misses wide to the football on 1180 KLAY. For the Raiders. Now set to kick the ball away from the 35-yard line, and a twisting kick bounces at the 12-yard line, and on one hop it goes out of bounds at the 5. Good job by the Lutes to stay away from that wobbly kick, to take away some of the Raiders' momentum from that score. We'll see who's in at quarterback. It's still Carl Hoseth calling the signals. Aaron Tang, the lone setback with him, just to his right. Split wide to the right is Carl Larum. To the near side, looks like Kientz is the wide receiver. Back to pass with time over the middle, intended for Larum, incomplete, nearly intercepted. Ramon Hall behind Larum, had the ball go in and out of him, come wide to the left side. Larum again isolated wide to the right. Tight end is Gavin Stanley, strong left. Lone setback is Aaron Tang. He'll shift his formation now directly behind the quarterback, Hoseth. They fake to Tang and actually fake on the wrong side, and wrapped up in the backfield is Hoseth. He'll lose a yard. It'll be third and Hoseth up with a yard loss. It'll be third down and 11 yards to go from the 34-yard line. Hoseth in under center. Again, Aaron Tang, the lone setback, and Hoseth doesn't like what that keep moving again. Larum, the wide receiver, split wide to the right. Two wide receivers come to the left. It's Kientz and Finstuen. The lone setback just to the left of Hoseth is Aaron Tang. Back to pass from the shotgun, complete over the middle to Gavin Stanley, and he is into Raider territory, down to the 45-yard line, and my goodness, he's a big target over the middle. Ball at the 45-yard line of the Raiders. The Lutes looking to add to the 21-6 lead before the break. 4 minutes and 15 seconds to play here in the first half. Double tight end formation. One wide receiver to the near side is Tang. They'll hand off to the fullback. They fake it. They pitch to Corey Bray on the option. Bray trying to reverse his field is going to be dropped for a 4-yard loss back at the 49-yard line. Come back. Second down and 14 yards to go for the first down. Back at the 49-yard line of the Raiders. From the shotgun now goes Hoseth. He'll roll to his right. Looking downfield, the pass intended for Stanley is out of bounds and incomplete. Rain, knock on wood. Rain in the forecast. We've got some clouds, but really some sun breaks here, and the sun right now is shining over the entire field. Third and 14, Hoseth, the lone back in the shotgun formation, completes a pass over the middle, slipping a tackle on the middle screen with Pete Finstuen down to the 45-yard line. He probably covered 20. Frisch will come on to punt. He had a 54-yarder earlier that went out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Nailed the coffin corner with a low line drive, and he has a chance to do the same thing again with the snap coming from the 44. Back deep for Southern Oregon is Richard Kabinian. An end-over-end kick, bounces at the 14-yard line, down inside the 5. It's Kientz there. He makes the stop, spot the ball at the 3-yard line. 41 yards on the punt.
Game is such a critical part of the entire game.
Have had good field position, starting very near midfield most of the time, and the Raiders have started many times from inside their own 20. 2.5 minutes to go. We'll see what Guthrie elects to do here. And he'll go from the shotgun, standing in his own end zone, takes a low snap and completes a pass on a screen, and reading it nicely, the Lute defense. The pass complete again, starting their 4th year in a row back there at the linebacker spot, and add Ted Riddell, the All-American, to that mix, and my goodness, a strong linebacking core for the Lutes. Now back to pass on the 2nd down and 10 play. The pass complete to Alfonso Harris out near the 10-yard line, and a good one-on for an interception. They haven't had one here in the first 2 ball games. You'll remember they had interceptions in 31 straight games back from 1989 to 1992. And on 3rd down, the rollout pass come after Guthrie here, who is 5 yards deep in his own end zone. Ted Riddell is back out, standing at the midfield stripe, waiting for the punt. Good snap and a good kick. It drives Riddell back to his own 42-yard line. He drops the punt and then recovers at his own 44. Oh, a dangerous play there with just 1:15 through his hands, off his leg. But he's able to gather it in, and make in mind they don't have their regular kicker, Mike Safford. They've got a backup to the left. One wide receiver isolated to the right side. Of course, that's Carl Larum, but he's looking at double coverage. It's Dak Jordan in at quarterback. He's got all kinds of time. Will roll out now to his left, step up in the pocket. Pass complete over the middle to Carl Kientz. Kientz inside the 40, down to the 38-yard line. A lot of Carls on this team. Carl Hoseth, Carl Kientz. The Lutes come on the attack.
That time they kept Stanley in the block, which gave Dak Jordan that much more time to throw.
Again, trips to the left. One wide receiver to the right is Carl Larum. This time he'll draw just single coverage. And Dak Jordan back to pass. He's looking for Larum, but he's covered. Now we'll go back over the middle. There's Gavin Stanley one more time. Good for 13 yards. And another first down. spot the ball at the 26-yard line. They'll stop the clock to set the chains. 51 seconds remaining here in the first half. Spot the ball right in the middle of the field at the 26-yard line of the Raiders, and Duluth's not content at all to sit on a 21-6 lead. They want 6 more before the break and take some momentum into halftime. Jordan from the shotgun gets a good block from the up back. The pass is complete to Carl Larum. He's inside the 10, spilled at the 5-yard line. We see what Carl Larum can do. He's so dangerous after he gets the football.
Oregon makes the adjustment, brings the free safety back over to the trips, and now they've got Larum in the man-to-man coverage on the short side.
Aaron Tang threw a nice block in the backfield to give Dak Jordan time to complete that pass to Larum. It's good for 20 yards, make it 21, and a first down and goal from the 5 in the pregame. But good to see Frosty there on the sideline without the crutches. Second down and goal to go from the 6-yard line. One setback as Hoseth goes, Dak Jordan goes over center. He's under heavy pressure. He'll be dropped at the 10. And the Lutes, remember, have no timeouts. And Dak Jordan continues to roll down to 10 seconds to go. Third and goal from the 15, and Dak Jordan will spike the ball, perhaps just to get his breath terribly on the sack. And from the 14, with 2 wide receivers split to the near side, and just one back in the formation, he fakes to the back and goes into the end zone. It's intercepted at the goal line. On the return out to the 15-yard line. We are at halftime. The score 21-6 in favor of PLU, and we'll be back with our halftime show, the Parkland Chevrolet Geo halftime report, coming your way now.
We've got great coverage thus far. We had the one kickoff there in the second quarter that was a little bit shaky, but other than that, we've done a nice job.
And he's 3 for 3 on the point after touchdowns, where the Raiders missed their extra point. 21-6 as we're set for the 15-yard line. Out over the 25 where he slips a tackle, but is wrapped up and dropped at the 33-yard line. Southern Oregon from their own 34-yard line. Glad you could join us for Lutz football here on KLAY. Nathan Hamilton will be the wide receiver, split to the near side. It's Chad Guthrie calling the signals with 2 backs in the formation. They're strong to the left side. Long snap count. They fake the draw play. Under some pressure now, he'll be wrapped up and dropped in the backfield. First sack of the ball game for the defensive front as John Lutz. Loss of 5, second down and 15 from the 29-yard line. Guthrie calls the signals, resets his formation. The running back there with him moves from his left to his right, throws a good block to give him some protection. The pass over the top of a Lut defender and complete to Alfonso Harris, good for about 8 yards. Looked like it went right through the hands of John Hamlin. Nathan Hamilton again, the wide receiver, split to the near side. Going wide to the far side is Richard Comidian. 2 backs in the backfield. Don Comidian, Richard's brother, is to the left of the quarterback. And the pass intended on the near flat goes incomplete. Rolling out to his left, Guthrie Harris, as he was 5 yards further down the field in front of the Lut bench. Guthrie will be forced to punt here as the Lutes have stalled Southern Oregon's first drive of the second half in a spiraling high twisting kick. Fair catch called for by Ted Riddell at his own 26-yard line. And that's where the Lutes, Carl Hoseth, will come on to start things for the Lutes at quarterback, again effective here against Southern Oregon.
And Carl does a nice job. He's got great savvy and great field presence.
Finstone and Kites, the wide receiver, split to the near side. Carl Larum wide to the left. Lone setback is Aaron Tang. Long snap count, may have been a checkoff and a pitch on a sweep to Tang. He's trying the left side. Now will reverse back right. Forget it. Loss of 5 back to the 20-yard line. 3 white jerseys waiting. The Lutes with 17 carries for just 23 yards in the ball game now. They'll have to go back to the air to try and pick up a first down, I'm afraid. Second down and 15 from the shotgun. Hoseth standing back at his own 15-yard line with Tang into block. Goes long for Larum. Larum was open, but he turned inside, the ball outside again. Out near the 40-yard line, 3rd and 15. 3 wide receivers, all wide to the right side. Wingback back there is Riker Labby, and he'll go out and pass reception territory. The pass, though, complete to Gavin Stanley out over the 30 to the 35-yard line. It's going to be just a yard short of the first down of a line of scrimmage and pick up a yard. You may see the quarterback Hoseth with his size just keep it here. It was good for a 1-yard touchdown early in the ball game. Wishbone formation, double tight ends. Hoseth will keep, drive straight ahead. I think he got 2 yards.
That's a great line search from PLU right time. Their offensive line got off the football.
Got off. 1st and 10 Lutes from the 38-yard line. Hoseth will go from the shotgun on first down. Two wide receivers to the near side. Wide receiver split wide to the left. On the far side is Larum. Hoseth back to pass. Looking over the middle. Complete to Aaron Tang, who's dropped immediately at the 40-yard line. Good hit and good coverage by Anthony Wade. Tang, 31-yard touchdown. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Spot the ball at the 41-yard line. And again, Hoseth from the shotgun with Aaron Tang in the backfield as a blocking back. Back to pass. Instead, it's the completion to Tang on the screen. Read very well by Robert Fowler. It'll be 3rd and 14.
Maybe one too many times going to the well on the screen pass there.
Tang was dropped in his tracks, and again, Tang, got to give him some credit for hanging on to the football. He has taken 2 vicious hits after making receptions, and, he can't see those coming.
He's showing some great concentration right now.
3rd and long, familiar black jerseys with the gold piping, white pants with the gold trim. In punt formation is Kenny Frisch, and he had 2 punts down inside the 5-yard line in the first half. He'll really have to boom one to get that done here. And it's a low line drive kick taken by the return man at the 15-yard line. That's Comedian, correct me, at the 35-yard line, and he gets out to the 50-yard line. 15 yards that time. The deep man for Southern Oregon, Richard Comedian, able to come up with the ball.
Able to catch those on the run. It's tough to cover those.
Good field position for the Raiders on their first drive of the second half. The nose of the football just into Lute territory. They'll hand off to the fullback on the first down play. And it's 2nd down and 10. And Guthrie is going to go back to the familiar shotgun formation. 4 wide receivers in the formation and a wingback wide to the left. Guthrie from the shotgun takes a step back, drop, and the pass intended on the far flat is incomplete, but a flag is down. John Hamill
coverage from here, and he ran stride for stride with a receiver, turned to the right
here with 9:19 to play here in the 3rd quarter. The Lutes out in front 21-6. Similar to last week where they had a respectable lead and then face a passing attack coming right back at him, trying to get in the ball game. Guthrie completes a pass out on the left flat to Alfonso Harris. He's knocked out of bounds at the 27-yard line, but that's an 8-yard gain. Harris slipping in the play from the red and white side of the field here. And he'll go from a wishbone double tight end formation over center. We saw this a couple times in the first half. They'll hand off to the tailback. Big hole. Quick hitter inside the 20, inside the 10. Will he score? He does. Touchdown, Southern Oregon. On the carry, Jason into the end zone. Jason Bauer for the score. And they will go for 2 on the extra point. From the shotgun, Guthrie calls the signals. 1 wide receiver to the near side, 2 to the far side. They'll pitch it back, and it goes out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Jason Bauer trying to add the 2-point conversion to his touchdown play here in the 3rd quarter. Our score now, PLU 21, Southern Oregon 12 at 21-12, and they have the ball teed up, ready to kick it away. And the kick is away, a low-line drive kick off the foot of Troy Anchik, and again, it will go out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, so the Lutes will have it 1st and 10 from their own 35. And a little extracurricular activity there by one of the Southern Oregon players. As they unstack out near the middle of the field, it was number 11, Nathan Essick, a backup defensive tackle, just 5'10", but he weighs 230. Looks like a bowling ball out there, flinging his arms around. He was going to be called for a penalty, a personal foul call, and that is going to be costing you
different little things that need to be corrected.
Carl Hoseth still calling the signals at quarterback for the Lutes. Southern Oregon has now been penalized 7 times for 90 yards in the ball game. 4-man front. And it looks like the linebackers dropping back in pass coverage. The handoff goes to Riker Labby. He'll get 3 tough yards inside. Going right behind the left guard. Wide receiver Gavin Stanley to the near side. Split wide to the far side is Corey Bray. Long snap count. 2 backs set behind Hoseth. And the handoff goes to Labby again. He'll get 3 more yards inside the 45-yard line down to the 43. And from the Raiders' 44-yard line, checking at quarterback, it is still Hoseth in there. He's got Aaron Tang as a blocking back just to his right, and he will drop back to pass. Looking over the middle, he's got a man. It's Stanley, completed the 30 inside the 25, the 20, dragged down from behind at the 15-yard line.
Talk about a nice move by Gavin Stanley. Catch the ball, make a little bit of fake to
10 from the 15-yard line. Looking to add to a 21-12 lead. Stanley now with 6 catches in the ball game, and he's over 100 yards again, 126 yards on the day. A pitch sweep to Aaron Tang. He was looking to throw the ball. He'll be dropped and try and unload it. That's going to be grounding. Oh, everything going wrong for the Lutes. Off being carried. That's usually the sign of a pretty bad ankle or knee injury, and we'll wait and see if Wade comes back into the ball game. Second down and 10 for the Lutes, though, from the Raiders' 15-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the far side. Laram looks like he's got single coverage to the near side. Long snap count. It still hosts at the quarterback. Aaron Tang, the blocking back. The pass over the middle. Single coverage. Almost breaking the tackle at the 8-yard line. Gavin Stanley one more time.
That was a great catch by Gavin.
And Stanley now with 7 catches. Good for 133 yards. And you can see why he's an All-American candidate at the tight end spot. Came out of nowhere last year to have over 80 catches for the Lutes offense. Hosts at this time over center. Rolls to his left on the bootleg. He's dropped. Ankle tackle made by a crashing linebacker. Second half for PLU. 2 wide receivers in the formation. Double tight ends. Both wide receivers split wide to the far side. It's Cale Pyland and Aaron Tang. 2 backs in the backfield are Labby and Finstuen. Back to pass over the middle. Intended for Stanley. This one's too high. He can't get to it. Good cut over on downs to the Raiders. Final score to pass along to you. So the Cougars get their first loss of the season in front of 90,000 crazies back in Tennessee. The defense looked must their own territory at their own 13-yard line. A handoff goes to the tailback. He'll pick up a couple of Wade, the cornerback, was the last to get hurt for the Raiders, and they're checking his leg right now. Guthrie from the shotgun on a 2nd down and 8 play. 2 backs in the formation, 2 wide receivers to the near side. A lot of pressure. He steps up in the pocket. Now completes a little swing pass over the middle, and it's good for big yardage. Out near the 35-yard line on the reception goes Jason Bauer. Second half he had last week, 15 of 27 for 302 yards, all in the second half against a good team in Central Washington. Guthrie back to pass again. The ball tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it looked like the big hand of Ted Riddell, the All-American linebacker, able to swat partly cloudy skies. We see some patches of blue up overhead. Ideal conditions if you're a football player. Some of the fans here, though, with blankets as the breeze picks up a little bit. Guthrie, again, back to pass under some pressure, breaks a tackle, now slips away again, but there's too many black jerseys. He's dropped at the 32-yard line.
John Roberts, the first guy through, grabbing Guthrie, trying to pull him down.
Guthrie tackles and 6 sacks last year. Number 92 on that defensive front. And again, from the shotgun, Guthrie on a 3rd and 15. Goes up top, and it's complete. Catch made by Richard Kabinian, the wide receiver on the far side. He's into Lute territory down to the full of our score. 3:10 to play here in the 3rd quarter, and Guthrie again will go from the shotgun with 2 wide receivers split to his left. The wide side of the field. They'll hand off on the draw play. Guthrie did a nice job of faking me out, but the Lute's not fooled too well on the play. Pickup of just a couple of you. Listed as a linebacker, he'll line up in the offensive guard position. Guthrie is all by himself now in the shotgun formation with 4 wide receivers. Takes a low snap, quick pass on a slant in. It's Nathan Hamilton with a catch at the 35. He's inside the 30, still breaking tackles, turns his way down to the 25-yard line. Boy, he was so close to being on the down to a 21-0 lead. Southern Oregon has scored twice and threatens to score here again, trailing by 9 with 1:50 to play in the 3rd quarter. Guthrie over center this time will still drop back the pass. Under pressure from Roberts, he eludes him. But here comes Jason Teal. The big defensive tackle drops the quarterback Guthrie all the way back at the 41-yard line. He'll lose 16 yards. And his linebacker spot, he chased Guthrie out of the pocket, if you will, and right into the arms of Jason Teal. 2nd down and a long way to go. Call it 26 from the 45. Guthrie to pass under some pressure. A flag down in the backfield. Goes long to a wide open Richard Kabinian. Touchdown, Southern Oregon. but this one's going to come back. No excitement on the far sideline as the flag was dropped there, and Guthrie Wheeler taking an earful. And on a second and very long, back to pass, trying to set up a middle screen. It's incomplete. Closest receiver was one of the linemen, David Morgan. He thought about catching it for a second, then pulled the hands back. The two-point conversion failed. And that's where we stand. 3rd and 31 from the shotgun. Guthrie standing back at his own 48-yard line. Goes over the middle. It's complete to Alfonso Harris down to the 26-yard line. A gain of 20 yards, but 11 yards. Guthrie's coming up to the line of scrimmage. 5 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. 4th down and 11 yards to go. Let's see if he'll take the snap. He will not. The clock has expired. Zeros on the scoreboard. You're listening to Lute Football on 1180 KLAY. Here. The Lute's dominating the game for the first quarter and a half. Southern Oregon has battled back late in the second quarter, and here in the third quarter, here's the 4th down play. Guthrie from the shotgun, little play action fake on the draw. He'll now go into the end zone for Comidian. It's intercepted in the end zone. The Lute defense there on coverage. 26, Mark Gibbons makes the interception, and the Lutes have got the INT they've been longing for, and it comes up big in the end zone. And the Lutes will have it 1st and 10 from their own 20.
Well, throw the ball a little bit higher. They want to put a little more air under the ball, giving
yards on the ground. 17 pass receptions out of 37 attempts, good for 228 yards. Calling the signals for the Lutes. It's Dak Jordan now in at quarterback. He gets his first snap of the second half here early in the fourth quarter of 33 for 208 yards for Chad Guthrie. 2nd down and 7, and really the Lutes need to get a couple of first downs here and get the momentum back from Southern Oregon. A pitch sweep to Aaron Tang. He'll try the left side. He breaks one tackle at the 28, over the 30 to the 32-yard line.
I like the play coming back with emotion.
To 10 winners over UCLA at Husky Stadium this afternoon. Washington looking very good early in their season, Pac-10 play. Dak Jordan calls the signals. A handoff goes to the fullback Turgeon. He runs into one of his own linemen, then bounces off and gets over the 35 to the 36-yard line. Good second effort by Turgeon. Not to mention eats some time off the clock, leading it by 9. Dak Jordan will go from the shotgun for the first time here. With 2 backs in the formation, Cale Pylan split wide to the near side, Aaron Tang to the far side. They'll go over the middle to the familiar target of Gavin Stanley. It's complete out near the 45-yard line. That's a gain of 10 yards and a Lute first down.
Again, nice time for them.
And they have effectively shut Laram down in this ball game, but Gavin Stanley now has close to 10 catches, and he has been wide open over the middle in single coverage. 2 wide receivers split to the far side of the field now. Ball on the left hash mark. Dak Jordan will roll out to the wide side. Passes away, intended for Carl Kynes. It goes incomplete, in and out of the hands. Pretty good there. 6 of those 8 catches are good for first downs and keeping PLU drives alive. 2nd and 10. Dak Jordan calls the signals. One setback is Aaron Tang. 2 wide receivers to the far side. He's looking that way. Now we'll come back on the screen to Tang. He's got the ball at the 40 across the midfield stripe into Oregon territory, inside the 25, down to the 20, and knocked out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Oh, Aaron Tang with good speed down the near sideline. Boy, did he have some running room down the near sideline. Big gain on the play, and the Lutes in business. 1st and 10 from the Southern Oregon 16-yard line. Jordan from the shotgun has Laram split wide to the left. Kynes and looked like Corey Bray to the right, and the dump pass over the middle intended for Kynes goes incomplete. But the holding penalty is a 10-yarder from the spot of the foul. And it happened in the backfield. So perhaps one of the backs for the Lutes trying to release was held up by one of the linemen. It's an automatic first down. The ball is spotted at the 8-yard line. It'll be first down and goal to go for the Lutes, looking to add to a 21-12 lead. Dak Jordan from the shotgun. Cale Pylan, the wide receiver to the near side. Aaron Tang in motion to that same side. Little dump pass intended. I believe it hit the turf and incomplete. It did. Looked like it might have been intercepted at first. In tunnel, it's Peter Finstuen checking in as a wide receiver. Finstuen will go wide to the right. In the slot, it'll be Kynes to the wide side. Carl Larum, the wide receiver, to the short side of the field, and now the Lutes to win the ball game. And they'll go to the familiar crackerjack formation. It's 4 wide receivers, split wide to the right side. Carl Larum wide to the near side, has double coverage, and we're not going to see a pass at all, as on the 3-step drop, wrapped up in the backfield is Dak Jordan. First man there, Dave Wade, to defend the formation that has worked so well for the Lutes this year. They'll this time go with trips wide to the right side. Dak Jordan pumps once, now will throw, has a man open, it's Tank, touchdown PLU, but a flag down in the backfield. Hold on a minute. Illegal use of hands call against the Lutes. So scratch the touchdown. Dak Jordan, we got to think the Lutes are in 2-down territory. They haven't tried a field goal all season long. So they'll probably get 2 cracks at it here from the 26. They may try and just pick up half of it right here. From the shotgun with 3 wide receivers to the near side. Jordan under heavy pressure, unloads over the middle, should have been intercepted, but it falls incomplete. John Valadez, they'll come out of the huddle in a 3 wide receiver formation. Long snap count, back to pass. Jordan has protection over the middle, looking for Larum in the end zone, and there's a penalty flag. The defensive back did not look back for the nail in the coffin here in the 4th quarter and get out to a 3-score lead. In the formation, wide receiver to the near side is Finstuen. Kinds in the slot. Wide receiver to the far side is Larum. Back to pass is Jordan. He finds the receiver, and out of bounds at the 1-yard line is Aaron Tang. Oh, I didn't see Tang on the drag route from the backfield's pass. So Dak Jordan connecting with Aaron Tang, good for 10.5 yards and a first down, and goal to go for the Lutes at the half-yard line. They'll go from a double tight end set, backs in a wishbone formation. Hoseth on the keeper. Touchdown, PLU. Carl Hoseth with his 2nd touchdown of the ball game on the quarterback sneak, the 1-yard run. Lutes are out in front now by a count of 27-12.
That was Dak Jordan, by the way, at quarterback. So
Hoseth, with his size at 6'3", 205, has the ability to plunge in from a yard out, but Dak Jordan, no slouch at 6'2", 195. The redshirt freshman scores for PLU. They'll fake the extra point kick and go for a 2-point conversion. Hoseth, the holder, rolling out, has a man open in the end zone, and it's good. Reception made by number 3, Josh Wyrick, listed as a linebacker at 6'2", 195, lined up in an eligible receiver spot, was wide open in the end zone, just took Hoseth. The lead for PLU is 17-3 deficit against the 12th-ranked Central Washington team, but they came up 4 points short, so don't seal the victory yet for the Lutes, as Trevor White gets his kick away. End-over-end kick will be taken at the 23-yard line by one of the upbacks, and he gets out to the 26, and that is all. A fired-up special teams for PLU, 27-yard line. Dak Jordan scores on a 1-yard touchdown run. The play set up, actually, by the pass interference on Carl Larum in the end zone. Guthrie from the shotgun goes out to the near side. Hamill breaks it up. The pass intended for Hamilton, and I'll tell you what, Josh Hamilton to 29. And again, 11:02 to play in the ball game. From the shotgun, Guthrie back to pass. Going over the middle, the pass is incomplete. Could have possibly been a flag thrown there, as the linebacker in Craig not chewing up very much clock. They've already run 2 plays and only 12 ticks off the clock as they continue to go to the air attack. Guthrie again from the shotgun, fakes a handoff on that draw play, and now is chased out of the pocket. Does complete the pass, though, to Alfonso Harris, who slips a tackle at the 28 with a stiff arm. Gets over the 30 to the 34-yard line, but that's still 3. He's got to go to the air. They pin the ears back, and on that last play was Ted Riddell all over Guthrie, chasing him out of the pocket. They will go for it on 4th down and a long 3 from the shotgun. Pass out into the flat, complete for first down yardage to Alfonso Harris, spun out of bounds at the 42. Now coming out of the southwest. And Guthrie goes on a 1st and 10 from the shotgun. Looking over the middle, may have been picked off. No, it goes incomplete. Great defensive coverage there by Kabidians, the wide receiver to the near side. One back in the formation. Guthrie again from the shotgun. Has Nathan Hamilton in the pattern, but instead it's a handoff to the lone setback. Turning a corner, Jason Bauer gets out close to the midfield stripe before he stopped at the 40. Well, they'll spot his forward progress at the 40. Not cause a fumble. Now the Raiders are going to go to a 2-minute offense with 10:10 to play in the game. They'll go without a huddle. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Looked like some motion, but no flag, and a pass complete to Alfonso Harris at the Lute 42-yard line. Another big first down for the Raiders.
And they just continue to play their game.
PLU has been in 2 heart-stopping games, both on the road against Linfield and Eastern Oregon. They might find themselves in another one here before this one's over. Deep pass now intended for Hamilton on the near sideline. Knocked away at the last possible second by John Hamill. Knocks it away. Again from the shotgun. Guthrie, second down and 10. Clock stopped with 9:54 to play. Lute's leading at 29-12. You're listening to Lute Football on KLAY. Guthrie to pass, looking for Harris, and the pass goes incomplete. This time on the breather. 4-man front for the Lutes. They've been chasing Guthrie around in the backfield all afternoon long. The linebackers in close this time. Benedict and Ruby showing blitz. Guthrie from the shotgun. The linebackers drop back into pass coverage. Rolling out to the near side. Guthrie looking to the near sideline. The pass in and out of the hands intended for Hamilton at the 35. And it will down. Let's see if the Lutes can put a stop to the Southern Oregon attack here on a big 4th down. 4-man front. They'll pin their ears back. Guthrie from the shotgun. 2 backs back there with him in blocking formation. Riddell from behind the blind side knocks the ball loose, and it will be an incomplete pass. It was recovered by Southern Oregon, but it won't matter. The Lutes are going to take over on downs, and the All-American.
That was a big-time play by Teddy. He got in there on the backside and came around.
1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Southern Oregon in their first 2 games this year averaging over 40 pass attempts per ball game. Today, no different. They're 18 of 42 on the afternoon. Back to pass, Dak Jordan in at quarterback, looking for the home run ball to Aaron Tang. Throws it out of bounds as Tang picked up double cut attack a little bit here and chew up some time on the clock. Although they come out in a shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers to the near side, Finn Stewart and Gavin Stanley. The wide receiver to the far side is Laram. Pass goes over the middle, complete to Stanley at the 45-yard line. Slips 1 tackle, then it's dropped at the Southern Oregon 44.
Boy, Stanley is having some kind of game today, isn't he?
Still in the ball game. He's a wide receiver. Split to the short side of the field. Aaron Tang out there with him, backs in an I formation. The handoff goes to Joe Turgeon. Turgeon inside the 40-yard line, down to the 36. 6 quick yards for Turgeon, the fullback. Now Jordan, time to throw the football this afternoon. 2nd down and just 2 yards to go. Give Turgeon 8 yards on that first down carry. They'll go to the pitch sweep now. On the carry, it's Corey Bray. Breaks a tackle in the backfield, and now come the second wave of white jerseys, dropping him for a 2-yard loss back to the 39-yard line. 21-6 at the break. They score with 8:32 left in the 3rd quarter, closing the gap to 21-12, but the Lutes adding a 1-yard touchdown by Dak Jordan here early in the 4th quarter. Lead it now at 29-12. Dak Jordan back to pass, intended on the near side for Laram, overthrows him in their own territory one more time. He's had a coffin corner kick go out of bounds at the 1. Carl Kainz was able to stop the ball at the 3-yard line on another play, and the Lutes with a late man onto the field. They do get the snap off, and another beautiful kick by Frisch, but it does get tired for Southern Oregon to Mark Helfrich's injury. Though we did not get official word, he was not expected to play this afternoon. Trip wide receivers out to the right side. A couple of wide receivers out to the left, and the lone man in the backfield, number 8, Chad Guthrie for Southern Oregon. Takes the snap, completes a pass over the middle. Down at the 31-yard line is Richard Kabinian. A 12-yard gain and a Raiders first down. The clock stopped to move the chains. The chain gang on the far side doing a nice job all afternoon. A little bit tardy in moving the chains this time, though. Now they get them set. 1st and 10, Southern Oregon from the 32-yard line. 45 passes attempted by Guthrie in this ball game. Not afraid to put it in the air. Under some pressure this time, completes a pass to Nathan Hamilton at the 33, out to the 34-yard line, and he's tackled inbounds. He was trying to get to the 45 to go in the ball game. Lutz lead it by 17 points at 29-12. Albert Jackson coming on the blitz. Chases Guthrie out of the pocket. John Ruby, no, correct me. Oh, a penalty flag down as the quarterback just dumps the ball off. It grounds the ball intentionally, and that's a tough penalty. He'll lose 41 for the first down. So third down and 28 by my count. As Guthrie goes from the shotgun, 3 wide receiver set. Goes over the middle, complete to Alfonso Harris, who slips a tackle at the 25, gets out to the 30-yard line. That's been part of the problem. Of course, they got off to a bad start with a fumble on the opening kickoff. Guthrie again from the shotgun on a 4th down and 12 play. Flags are down as the pass falls incomplete. Don't forget next week, homecoming. Get here early to get a good seat as the Lutz will take on Willamette right here at Spark Stadium. 1:30 kickoff. Of course, if you can't be here, tune us in on 1180 KLAY, your home for Big Play Lute football. Guthrie on the draw play, hands off to the up back, and he's over the 50-yard line into Lute territory, down to the 46.
Position now, you get the second one, and that creates all kinds of opportunities for the offense.
Again, Southern Oregon will go without the huddle, 1 back in the formation. 3 wide receiver set and a slot back wide to the left side. Guthrie is in trouble, wrapped up in the backfield, dropped back at his own 45-yard line.
Ted Riddell.
Riddell makes the tackle. He'll 3rd down and 8 from his own 47-yard line. 2 backs in there to block for him this time. 2 wide receiver sets, slot back split to the near side. Looking over the middle, the pass intercepted. On the return, Rob McElraith. McElraith is down the far sideline, knocked out of bounds at the 30-yard line. And double coverage there. McElraith makes the interception. Second INT of the ball game for the Lutz. And that should just about do it. PLU will have at the 37 as he returned that interception, returning to the quarterback spot for the Lutz. Joe Turgeon in the backfield along with Corey Bray. Aaron Tang, a wide receiver to the far side, double tight end set. In a long snap count, Turgeon adjusts, giving more of a pro set look, and they'll run an option pitch to Corey Bray. He gets a good block, and then up from his block to make the tackle is Greg Saunders. So second down, 12 yards to go. The ball back at the 43-yard line. Correct me, the 37-yard line of Southern Oregon. Hoseth calls the signals again with a double tight end set. The handoff will go to the fullback Turgeon, and he'll be wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. First man to get to him, Nathan Essick from the defensive tackle spot. He is a big FA season. As Hoseth now will go from the shotgun. 3:37 again remaining in the contest on a 3rd down and 11. Laram split wide to the near side, 2 wide receivers to the far side of the field. Blocking back is Aaron Tang, picks up 1 good block to buy some time. Laram has the ball go through his hands, incomplete at the 30-yard line. Pretty good hit put on the signals for the Lutz in this ball game, directing a host of scoring drive. Deck Jordan also with a scoring drive and a touchdown himself on a 1-yard quarterback sneak. Both quarterbacks sneaking it in from 1 yard out in this ball game. Kenny Frisch on to punt, kicks a low line drive kick that bounces at the 15, out of bounds at the 12. So Southern Oregon will have 88 yards to go to try and add to their point total. Just 3:24 remaining in the game, and the Lutz further information along to you about a tailgate party in Ellensburg that's coming up in a couple of weeks on October the 15th. We'll pass that information along to you during this Raiders drive. Still Chad Guthrie calling the signals. He's done it all game long for Southern Oregon, standing in the shotgun formation at his own 5-yard line, and he'll be wrapped up and dropped in his backfield. A little extra push and shove. A flag comes in late, and we'll wait and get the signal on that. Again, it was John Roberts who made the tackle, but again, Albert Jackson chased Guthrie up into the pocket, and Roberts made the tackle. And the penalty moves the ball out to the 25-yard line. Southern Oregon 1st and 10. They've got 12 men on the field, and hustling off to the far sideline goes Jason Bauer. Gets off just in time. Guthrie from the shotgun, wrapped up, but able to unload the pass. Albert Jackson had him around the head. Guthrie ducks the tackle, the closing on every play. Realizing that Southern Oregon has got to go to the air. They've got a 5-man front here. Long snap count, 4 wide receivers in the formation. Going long for the home run ball. The pass is up, tipped up, still in the air, and intercepted. The ball went off one of the shoes of the PLU defender and into the hands of Rob McElraith, his second interception of the ball game. He returns it to the Southern Oregon 42-yard line, and that will do it for this one. PLU has got the football with under
At the right time.
Hoseth will call the signals here. 1st and 10 from the Southern Oregon 41-yard line. Double tight ends, one wide receiver in the set, two backs behind the quarterback. And the handoff will go to the fullback. That's Turgeon. Inside the 40, down to the 39-yard line. No quitting Turgeon. He won't go to the turf, and then he is ridden hard to the ground, and a late flag. That'll be a personal foul against the defense, and you've got to listen for the whistle. All the referees blowing their whistles, despite the fact Turgeon was still on his feet and driving his legs. The defense continued to ride him to the ground.
Well, that's the official Darren Nelson from the backside there, the side judge. He just...
And it will be 1st and 10, 2:30 remaining in the contest, the clock rolling. Hoseth calls the signals. Two wide receivers to the wide side of the field, ball on the left hash mark. Turgeon and Corey Bray in the backfield behind Hoseth. Long snap count, hand off again to Turgeon. Bounces off a tackle at the line of scrimmage and then gets inside. Well, again, back just to the line of scrimmage. Not looking to add to the score. The Lutes will just try and keep it on the ground here, leading 29-12. 2nd down and 11 from the 24-yard line. Again, Hoseth showing the senior leadership, winds the clock all the way down to one tick on the 25-second clock. Then a pitch sweep on the near side. Aaron Tang gets down inside the 15, inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line.
Boy, we talked about...
That will get you lunch, but you must call the alumni office for a reservation at 1-800-ALUM-PLU. 1-800-ALUM-PLU for more information on the tailgate in Ellensburg coming up on October the 15th. Sounds like fun. 2nd down and 20. Play action fake. It's actually an option pitch to the wide side, but forget about it. Dropped at the line of scrimmage is Aaron Tang. Looked like it was going to go to the fullback, and then Hoseth elect snap of the football. Unless Southern Oregon elects to take a timeout, this should do it. The Lutes looking to win their 15th game in a row, 16th game without a loss. Pitch sweep, tailback, Aaron Tang inside the 35, down to the 34-yard line. May have gotten a yard, wisely stays inbounds, and that will probably do it. Win this one by a final score of 29-12, and there is the horn sounding the end of today's contest. We'll come back with the Coca-Cola Press Box report.